Hello there, YouTubers. Whitby Ben here with another project. Today we're at the Pacific Coast and we're processing razor clams that we just dug up. Here is our fresh, live Pacific razor clam before we clean it. This is the neck. This is the digger. And if you look at the side, this is what people call the zipper. The first step is going to be parboiling it so we can get the shell off. Okay, we have our pan with some simmering water here. This is brought to a boil. We're going to take our razor clam here. We're going to drop them in this boiling water here. And basically we're just going to scald them, and that will cause the shell to release. There it goes, it popped right there. Okay, and then we're just going to grab the clam and pull them out. So that's how you get them out of the shell. We're going to dunk them in the ice here to chill them down so he doesn't cook. So here is a razor clam that has been shucked out of its shell. So we have the neck here. We have two muscles that hold the shell halves together. One up here and one here. Then we have the zipper, which runs around here. We have the digger, and inside here I guess that's the foot right there. Then we have gills on the inside here too. So there's gills. Then we have the stomach of the clam in here. And basically the intestines, the green part, and the gills are the parts that you don't want to eat. The first step in cleaning the clam is to cut along to this zipper here. And you'll extend the tip of the scissors through this siphon here. Alright, well, first thing we'll do is we'll cut off the dark end of the neck here into our crab bait container. Then we're going to cut along the zipper here. So we insert our scissors like this and cut along the zipper. And the tip of the scissors goes all the way to the end of the siphon here, like that. We split this open. And what we'll find is we've got gills here, so we'll want those to be removed. So we want to just cut through the gills like that. And what we see inside here, this little nozzle is actually the clam's anus. It will frequently have clam poop in it. We're going to want to cut this out as part of the cleaning process. But let's go ahead and continue back here with removing the gills. And normally we cut the back of the clam off between the base of the foot here. You see there's some gills on either side there, and there's a muscle right here. We want to keep this muscle with the meat. If we look on the other side here, here's that muscle and the foot, and we want to get rid of the stomach part here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut right in front of the muscle here, and that frees the stomach right there. Now normally we'll just go ahead and cut through this very thin membrane here to separate the foot from the rest of the clam here. Just cut along the base of the stomach and the gills like that. Which takes us up to the very front end here. Because the anus runs underneath this shell closing muscle, we're going to sacrifice that muscle in order to remove the anus completely. We'll just cut on either side of it, and this will liberate the stomach, foot, and gills from the meaty part of the clam. Okay, so we've cut this little piece out of there, but there's a second siphon that we need to cut. So the scissors go through here. That opens up the second siphon there. So now we'll just rinse any sand out of there, and this part of the body will be done. The most difficult part of cleaning a razor clam is dealing with the foot. This is the foot here. We removed this from the body. So here we have the shell closing muscle, the clam's anus, gills, and parts of the stomach. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut across here to amputate the gills and part of the stomach. And we'll do this into our shrimp bait container. Okay, so we're going to cut across here into our shrimp bait container. Now after we've cut that, if you give this a little squeeze, a little thing that looks like a plastic cord will pop out. See that? So we're going to discard that. And the little hole where that came out of, we're going to stick our point of our scissors in there. And now we're going to, with the tip of the scissors right about here, we're going to split this end open. Just like that. Okay. Now we're going to take the scissors, go into the bottom, but we're going to follow along the bottom edge here as close as we can to the edge. We're going to come around here and then come up to about halfway through the front of the foot. So I'm going to go inside, skive along the bottom, and come up here so that the tip of the scissors is right there. Now on the top here, I'm going to skive off to one side of this green mass here. And we've cut through like that, okay? Now this should split this thing open, and what we're going to find inside, you might have to pan back just a little bit. The bulk of this green stuff here is up here, and there's going to be a loop of the green stuff that goes all the way down to the bottom and then back up. So here's part of that loop right there. The green stuff here, loop like this, and then there's the other end of it coming back up here on the other side. There was a little bit on this side too. So we just scrape that green stuff out of both sides. This one here, you see how that originally was all connected to this other big green mass, but anyways, this all just gets scraped out and into the shrimp bait bucket. Just like that. This white stuff is probably the clam's fat, which probably tastes good. So we want to preserve as much of that white stuff as possible and just get rid of the green stuff. So now we're going to rinse that off. And this is what a cleaned clam foot should look like. So this is what the outside looks like. We split it open. We got all the green stuff out. So this can go with the rest of the clam bodies and just be cooked up with the rest of the clam. This is what 30 clams looks like before cleaning. And this is what they look like after cleaning. Plus, we have a container of clam guts, which make the best spot prawn bait. We hope to see you at the beach digging for razor clams soon. If you found this to be helpful, please like and subscribe. This is Would-Be Ben signing off. Keep clam!